to remove the trailer from underneath the boat. Here's my setup to jack up. I'm going to jack up the whole trailer. I've got some of these massive screw jacks, 30 ply engineered beam across the frame, chained on both sides to the frame. Inside the frame is some 2x4 lumber cut down to help stiffen that up, just to keep it from bending or twisting. It's clamped in. The chain is 4,500 pound test transport chain. Going to raise up the rear end of the boat, slide this stand underneath. So we're going to do the screw jacks on both sides. Try and keep it going up level. Front of the boat will rest on this engineered beam on top of a stack of 5 construction blocks. These are 12 by 8 by 16, so it should give it a good stable base. I've got the front of the boat on some jack stands. We'll take the crank up the dolly wheel and put a 3-ton hydraulic jack underneath that and raise that at the same time as I'm raising the back end to keep it going level. And then we should be able to roll the trailer out from underneath. Going to put some new bunk boards on the trailer and new carpeting while it's out from underneath. And we're going to remove the keel. That will be shown after when we're doing that. So this is step 1, removing the trailer and getting the boat up on stands. And I have an auxiliary stand for the front end of the boat that I'm going to put underneath there. So as an extra measure, it's going to go between the keel and the beam that are holding up the boat, just as an extra measure of safety. That's about it for that part. Alright, jacking up the boat with the screw jacks did the job. Jacking up the front with the hydraulic jack under the wheel, well, it was a little short. Should have had the wheel cranked up a little higher and the jack up on a couple layers of wood, and we might have got enough to get that extra block in there. As it is, we got some 4x4s and a little bit of plywood under there, so we didn't quite get the height that I needed, so we had to take the trailer bunks off. Looks like the first 2 will clear. The last one, we're going to see if we can tilt the trailer, front of the trailer up enough to get it from underneath. So, but everything's up, the boat's off the trailer. Alright, the boat is off the trailer. It's on the stand. Next step is to remove the keel. And to replace the bunks on the trailer. Okay, we're going to attempt to see if the pin will come out. Put a little pressure on that keel with the jack and I'm going to see if I can turn that pin. I got a bolt in there. Here's my dollies, car dollies that I modified to receive the keel when I lower it, and should be able to lower it with the winch and the jack into the cradles, and it's tall enough where it shouldn't tip over until it's down into the cradle and clears the trunk of the boat. So I'm going to go try and move that pin. There's the keel, been removed. I had to cut the pin. The type of saw you need, you don't need anything special. Here's the brackets. That's the next step, is to get those out. You can see that piece of plastic nylon that pushes against the side there. Gonna have to repair right here. Cable must have broke at one time and patched it up. Doesn't look too good. I'm gonna repatch that and put some glass tape and epoxy in there. Brackets don't really look bad, so I'm going to take them out and clean them up, get the pins out, and see what's what. I think I'll be able to reuse them. I don't think they're corroded. This boat's been in fresh water as far as I know. I'll show you the blade. Use a Sawzall. 8 or 9 inch blade will work. You don't need a special one. Just get yourself one of these. This is a 9 inch. It's just a 18 tooth per inch bimetal blade with cobalt. 2 blades for about $8.50 over at True Value Hardware. You know, Master Mechanic brand, I guess it's called. And I tried the diamond blade, the Milwaukee Sawzall diamond blade, the torch. That didn't work worth a crap. I got about 3/4 of the way through, and I think that the metal got embedded in here, heated up, and just couldn't go any further. So I got just those regular blades, and all it took was one blade to cut through the rest of the one side and on the other. So on to the next step. The keel has been coated, one coat, with Rust-Oleum coal tar epoxy. You have a 2-part. I used half of that gallon, and barely. A gallon is way more than you need. I might have used maybe a quart, or not even, a half a quart. This is the bucket that I mixed half in. Halfway up is 2 gallons. I mean, 2 quarts. So, and it's got a long pot life. It says 3 hours, at least 3 hours pot life. But I had sanded the keel down with 80 grit, or 60 grit, and an orbital sander. and I have it supported with a chain fall, half-ton chain fall. I had it in my little dollies, painted all I could, and then hoisted it out and cranked up the back end with a floor jack. And I did that probably around 9:30, 10 this morning, 9:30, 9 o'clock. And it's not tacky anymore. And before I painted it, I wiped it down 2 times with xylene and fresh rags, cleaned it off real good. Or xylol, but it's the same thing, xylene. And when I used the xylene and the painting, I used this 3M respirator. And it's about $27, and it's got organic filter cartridges, organic vapor cartridges in it. Had no smell whatsoever when I was washing the xylene, and bought that over at the local big box Menards here in Wisconsin. They have them probably at Lowe's and everywhere else. But when I mixed up the paint, I didn't use a mask. I had it out here, and it mixed up the epoxy, and I could not really detect much odor at all. So when I got done, I turned on a little box fan, and there was some slight odor in here, but not bad at all. And looks like it's going to really do a good job. Tomorrow, you got to wait about 16 hours before you do a recoat, and no more than 48 hours. So you don't have to prep it when you recoat. So tomorrow morning, I'll be doing the second half, and I'll just mix it up in the can with the activator, and you know, a lot of waste there, but I don't really know. I don't remember if they sell it in less quantity, but I wasn't sure how far it would go, so better too much than not enough. It's a one-time deal, and I don't remember what it cost. I know it wasn't exactly cheap, but I figure it's going to last a long, long time. Okay, now I'm going to show you how thick this stuff is. Here's the activator. It's, you know, Caro syrup maybe, or a little thicker. I can get most of it out of here. The first coat cured nicely. Seems to be a little bit of a rubbery feel. I don't know if that's going to persist or if it's going to harden up. I know they say before putting anything in the water, it should cure for at least 5 days, I think it says on the can. So get as much of this activator out of here. There's a smell, but it's a mild smell. I wear the respirator when I'm doing the painting though, because I'm in the garage. The garage door is open, but take any chances. It does have some xylene in this epoxy, I believe. So we'll get as much of this out. And then as I start to mix it, I'll just show you briefly just how thick this stuff is. It's a lot thicker than I expected, but it paints on fairly good. Well, that's most of it. Yeah. I kept the cans inside the house during the evening because it got cool down here at night again. It's only about 65 now. It must have been down around 50 at night, so wanted to keep this as warm as possible because it thickens up the colder it gets. So. There you can see it's a little thicker. Seems to be a little thinner today than it was yesterday. So anyway, I'm going to shut this off.